Hi, everyone. Happy Thursday. Hey, Dee. Hi, Cindy. Welcome.
Good morning or good
So
afternoon. That's still morning over by you.
it's 11:30, so my stomach's starting to grumble for lunch.
Lunch.
Okay, so Dee and Cindy, I know that you two are both a part of our community. So I'm so happy to have you here. But just so you know, in the community, we're live Tuesday and Thursday at 10 a.m. Central.
Yeah.
So Cindy, we started a Facebook group series training that started last week. So that is in our group. You'll start to get the weekly replays and stuff. I'm going to share
the meeting from this morning.
Yeah, it's okay. So Thursday right now is just the check-in date. But we love the check-ins because a lot of great questions come up from it.
Yeah.
We talk about deal situations, the new marketing stuff, a bunch of stuff. But I just wanted to show you real quick because we're not quite at 11:30. Let me just show you. So yeah, every single week. So you'll start to realize that and Dee can probably say how organized I am. So I try at least. Okay, so every single Monday is our weekly announcement. So you'll get an email from this, but for right now we're in fall sessions. So that's Tuesday and Thursdays at 10 a.m. Central. And this is the Zoom link to get into those sessions, okay? So we did start our Facebook series training. We had our second one this week. And so if you don't want to wait for those recordings, which the replay email comes out on Fridays, then you can certainly go to the featured area and find the recordings here in the fall sessions.
Okay.
So
Thank you.
So for example, here's Tuesday. So all you have to do is highlight, and then this was the document to go along with that training. And then today's will go right here. Okay.
Thank you.
Oh, you're so welcome. But we are talking about email campaigns today, and so happy to have you both on. All right, we'll wait one more minute. Hey, Ed. I see Charles, and then I'm not sure who the other person is. If you want to say who you are, that would be awesome. Everything is awesome. Anyone see the Legos movie? Okay. My kids are very much into theater, and there's a Legos musical that's tomorrow night. So I have Everything is Awesome stuck in my head. So sorry. Okay. It is Thursday. It's our weekly live stream. I love training. If you haven't been on any of mine, welcome. I do see lots of familiar faces, which is pretty cool. So I like to make this as interactive as possible. Please ask questions. Post them in the chat, unmute yourself. I do not care that you're interrupting me. I'd rather get your question answered. If you're anything like me, you'll forget it in like 5 minutes. So just post it or unmute yourself. No question is silly or stupid. Just ask. Even if it's on a past live stream that maybe something popped up in your head or something upcoming, whatever, just ask, okay? I do have the chat open. Let me just make sure. And if you don't want to post to everyone, you can select just me and send it just to me. That's totally fine as well. Okay. Let me share my screen and we'll go ahead and get started. I feel like, I don't know about you guys, I feel like these weeks go by so fast. I feel like we were just on the one from last week. I don't know. It was like yesterday. All right. So also, if you have any suggestions on trainings, I like to plan really far in advance. So I'm working on something huge again, secret stuff, but that's going to be, I'm in some trial and error for some new things. And so that will be at the end of the year. But if there's something that you would like for me to teach, yes, I'm distress-based in listings, but I have a pretty organized, well-established business. And so I would love to be able to teach on anything. So if you have suggestions, feel free to reach out. I am going to put my email in here in case you guys do not have it. Hey, Gail, how are you?
Hey there.
Email. Hi. Thanks for joining in on this one.
Absolutely. I couldn't make it quite to the other ones, but yes, thank you.
Yeah, I mean, these ones are great too. So yeah, whatever you can pick up is great. Okay, so today we're doing Click, Send, Succeed. And so get my distressed email campaigns. We're going to talk about them. And I do think they're important. And so I talk about why, and I tell you, do we get leads from the email campaign? So we go through all of that. So this is what we're going to go through today. The 2 types of distressed email campaigns that I have implemented that I wrote. Took me lots of hours. I did the videos for, so we're going to talk about those. And we're going to talk about some secret ingredients that can complement these email campaigns and why I recommend them. And then we'll talk about getting the email campaigns. Okay. And then the big question I'm going to answer, and I've gotten this actually over the last few days, like I didn't hear anything about email campaigns, and then all of a sudden I hear about email campaigns. So the question is, do you get a ton of them? So I'm going to answer that question. And I'm going to tell you straight up and tell you exactly what we're doing. Okay. And allergies are really bad this time of year, so don't mind if I take a break and get a drink. Okay, so number 1, the 2 types of campaigns. So we have 2 different kinds. So we're going to talk about pre-foreclosure right now. So if you're taking notes, then you can, take notes. If you need me to stop, then, just let me know. But hold on, someone coming in. Okay, so 2 types of distressed email campaigns. If you've attended any of my weekly power hours, or I know there's several of you that are on here that's a part of my coaching community, you know that I'm very big on the approach to these homeowners. It's so, so important, okay? So the approach for a pre-foreclosure is going to be different than approach to like an auction date family, okay? So the pre-foreclosure one is, so what type of homeowner? Exactly that. They're in the pre-foreclosure stage. So some of you are in an NOD state, notice the default. NOD stands for notice the default. And then Liz Pendants, it's LIS, the abbreviation. You see that in like your county records. Liz Pendants is essentially, that's our state. And it goes through the court process. It is lengthy. I have a short sale listing right now and they haven't made a payment in 5 years. That is a story for a whole nother day. Not today. That would be entitled Craziness of the deals that I take on. So the pre-foreclosure campaign is going to go to a homeowner that just got that NOD or Liz pendant. So once it is filed, we use a system called Property Radar. It will alert you if you have your list set up properly. So for our members that are in the group, I'm not sure if you're using Property Radar now, but it does, not requirement, but we like it. Why? It's simple. And so I like it because it will alert me every single day of anything that's new, maybe a new date, maybe a new Liz pendants. So it's going to go again to families that just got that NOD or Liz pendants all the way through the process. Property Radar. So I can post the link if you remind me. Charlene, I'm sorry, I don't know if I'm saying your name right, but I can post the link for you to get a 5-day free trial at the end if you remind me. We like Property Radar because it's simple. And so we have something really big upcoming that Property Radar will probably be a requirement for, just because of the data that we're going to be pulling. But that's not for today. Okay. So
Yeah,
again,
thank you. And you did say your name correctly.
Oh, Charlene?
It's just Charlene. You said it correctly the first time.
Charlotte. Okay.
Yes.
Charlotte.
I think your accent, I was like, what was that? Property rate? What was that? I was like, so anyway, I'll mute myself.
Yeah, so if you remind me, I'll try to remember. It is Property Radar. It's funny that you say I have an accent. I'm from the Midwest. I think you have an accent, so it's just That's funny. So thank you. I like to make sure names are pronounced correctly because my boys have unique names and I can't stand when people pronounce them wrong. So Charlene, I wrote that down. Okay, so NOD. So that's where Property Radar comes in. Oh, Charlene gets alerted. There is a new homeowner that just got a list. I'm sorry, I don't know your location, but either list pendants or NOD. Okay, and a lot of times you can also get emails, and that is where not every single person is going to have an email. Okay, are some of the emails bad? Yeah. There is another system that we use inside of a text campaign that we're doing right now, and you can get emails there as well, but it will go all the way through. So if you're in a list pendant state, they may be in a pre-foreclosure status for years, okay? If you're in NOD, it goes through the process a lot quicker, like could be months. So anyways, the approach is different. So our pre-foreclosure email smart campaigns run about 11 months, okay? So there's several emails and then we recycle them, okay? And the reason why we do that is because the process is long, okay? Now, if you do get alerted from Property Radar and it shows that you're now in an auction, then you can take them out of that campaign and move them to an auction, okay? But the pre-foreclosure one does run about 11 months. And I'm going to show you my CRM that I use with the campaigns in it, okay? Any questions on the pre-foreclosure? And why it runs? So it runs longer, just how it is. So the email smart campaigns, I actually went in and wrote all of the emails myself, including the subject lines. And I also have linked videos from my YouTube. Now, we all know that social media is very powerful. Videos are very powerful. I do not mind that you use my videos until you're ready to create those videos yourself, okay? Because you can then add your videos to YouTube and it's linking back and forth. It's really great. But for now, you can just use mine, okay? All right, so the auction date, oh my gosh. The auction date, that's simple. Who's it going to go to? Well, families that are in an auction date status. So again, so crucial to separate the two because families that are in an auction, they're at the end of the road. They're in severe denial. They needed our help like yesterday, probably like 2 months ago, they needed our help. Okay. So there's much more of a call to action versus the pre-foreclosure. So the way that we like to approach it inside of our community is the pre-foreclosure is more of like a drip. We're educating them on what's going on. So many bad companies and people come out of the woodwork during these types of situations, and they're taking advantage of these homeowners. I don't like it. And that is one reason why I founded Blueprint many years ago, because eventually every homeowner in the United States will know that Blueprint is a safe environment to come and explore their options and get the most accurate advice. Not, hey, pay me $7,500 to do a loan modification. And then they run off with their money, okay? So again, the auction date is going to go to a family that is in an auction date status. Again, those dates are provided to you sometimes, and I don't know if she's on this. So Shannon, she's not on here. So Shannon is a lady that I've been speaking to, and she's been getting her leads from a title company, and they actually have the auction date, which is great. And so she just doesn't know what to do with the leads. So if you're getting leads from elsewhere, I'd be happy to take a look at them to tell you if they're any good or not. There's just specific things we look for in a pre-foreclosure and then also in the auction. So the auction campaign is going to run about 3 months, okay? Now, right now, we pull our leads every single Wednesday inside of Property Radar. We're very consistent on that, okay? That's key. And so the new ones that we're pulling, we're getting auctions now that are set at the end of the year. I've already seen some into 2025, which is just crazy to me. Okay. So we have the 3 month because technically someone could call us like a week before, and we still may have some strategies in our back pocket to help them get that date postponed. But we do try to spread as much awareness to these families. Do not wait. The longer you wait, the worse off it's going to be. Just had a homeowner go to foreclosure. She's in the process, honestly, right now getting kicked out. I know that because she's connected with my attorney. And she had like 100 grand in equity. And I was talking to her for 2 months before her date. Didn't listen to anything I said and then totally freaked out at the end. So that's just denial. It's just what we deal with. So again, the auction campaign is going to run about 3 months. Emails already wrote, very much a call to action. Okay. Pre-foreclosure 11, auction date 3. So we're going to take a look at Perfect Storm. Anyone here not have a CRM?
Okay, I shouldn't admit this, but it's me. I use spreadsheets still.
Okay, that's fine.
I just haven't found any that I've liked thus far, hence the reason.
Okay. So I'm not real big on all the stuff that everyone else uses. I've always like, Heather's a very simple person. Let me just figure out something that's super simple. So I'm going to show you Perfect Storm. I do have discounts for Perfect Storm. I would be happy if you send me an email. I can reach out and give you those discounts. At least check it out. Maybe put it on your game plan for the next year. I think a CRM is really important when it comes to what we're trying to do inside of our community. So Perfect Storm, anyone know who Josh Smith is? Does a lot of podcasts, and I was on his podcast. So he is a part of, I think he owns Perfect Storm. I don't remember exactly, but him and I connected many, many years ago. And so I like Perfect Storm. There's actually so much that you can do with Perfect Storm. I don't take advantage of all of that now, just because I do have a really good system in place as far as my real estate business goes, but I'm also running, this coaching company as well. So you can have a website. So for many years, I had a website and I marketed that website. You have a Facebook pixel, you connect it all. It sounds complicated, but their trainings are pretty easy. I mean, if I did it and I wasn't really super technology savvy, you probably could too. So I think spreadsheets right now, Natasha, are fun, but as you grow, you're going to need something that's more automated because you're not going to probably be able to keep up. So Perfect Storm, their support team will, if you do have Perfect Storm, could absolutely add in all of the email campaigns for you so you don't have to do them. So that's the one thing about Perfect Storm that's great. If you have KV Core, I did bring in a KV Core specialist, gosh, it was probably 2 years ago already, to do a training on how to implement it inside KV Core. If you don't have Perfect Storm or KV Core, I would say in general, they're all fairly similar. So you could probably watch the videos and still be fine implementing it. So it's under drip plans. So see, we have distressed homeowners, which is pre-foreclosure. Okay, so again, the plan is 11 months and then here's the 3 months. So if we take a look at this, so obviously you're not going to get this per se. It's all going to be in a Word document because you're going to have to update your own information, right? So I like emojis. So we try to provide that into our email campaigns. We had a marketing specialist come on a couple months ago and said, yeah, they do work. Sorry, I thought I had the phone off. So again, it does link back to my YouTube. Some of these videos. So I've had them, professionally made. And so they're really great. Totally fine if you use them for now. But we do like people to get to know who you are. And that's going to be a part of the secret ingredients that I'm going to talk about. But it's a lot. And really, you just want to get it all set up and set it and forget about it, right? Click send and succeed. So it does link back to a lot of videos of me, but like I said, that's fine for now. You can update it later. But it will go through. So in the instructions, it will tell you, okay, how do you go about waiting? And so originally I had also put in text messages in here. But, you know, Perfect Storm, KV Core, all these, they're like, they can easily get red flagged. And so we didn't like that. And so this is just email campaigns, okay? I will talk about what happens if someone responds to the emails in a few minutes. But these have done well. So every single week, whenever you're pulling your data, so every single week is auction, you then would implement these people, you know, here's a funny thing. I don't even do this anymore. My team does it, but there's a way, add lead. So you would do like a bulk lead and you can add them in. And then you would assign them to that trip plan. So it's so easy. You got to do it in a CSV file, upload them, all the auction into the auction one. And then pre-foreclosure inside of our coaching community, we do say, hey, pull every 3 to 4 weeks or so. And then every time you did that, you would put them into the pre-foreclosure. Okay. So that's Perfect Storm. Like I said, if you don't have a CRM and you would like to check them out, I am happy to connect you, and I do have some discounts for you. I'm going to put my email. What is it? Oh, yeah. I'll put my email again in because I know some people just joined. There's the email. All right, let's move on. So here's the big question. I get this question all the time. Do you actually get emails from your email campaign? And the answer to that is it's not a ton, okay? I do get people responding to the emails, but you have to also be very careful and make sure you're following the rules and regulations of your area. So it is my virtual team's job to go in every single day to make sure if anyone asks to be unsubscribed, even though there's an unsubscribe button, that they get removed from the list. But have I gotten leads from it? Yes, I have. But it's not as consistent as the other stuff. Well, why am I telling you about this? Because these are the secret ingredients to really make everything as a whole work, okay? So the whole point of being in the niche of distressed sales is to get your community to know who is Charlene, who is Cindy, who is Natasha, who is Dee, who is Latanya, who is Ed, Danielle, Charles, everyone, okay? Suzanne, that is the point. And in order to do that, we want to have these homeowners seeing you in emails, seeing you in the effective direct mail marketing that we have, the text campaign, attorneys, community events is huge, social media. So right now I'm teaching a Facebook group series training. Well, why the heck would I teach that? Because I've gotten a lot of leads from that. There's a certain way to go about it, make it more community based, and pull everyone's information. Eventually they're going to get to know who you are. It's really fabulous. So I don't recommend you just coming on and just sending the email campaigns. It's not going to work, okay? But if you send the email campaigns along with everything else, they are going to start to see you everywhere. And that is the point, and that is the secret ingredients to really complement the email campaigns, okay? So we are still sending them. Once someone responds to the email, I then pull them out. So like we have the email campaigns going, and then we have like our text message campaigns going. That's a whole nother course. But once someone reaches out either through phone, email, or text, I still keep them in the CRM, Perfect Storm. But I pull them out and put them in my Google Calendar. And I think I've showed this before. I put them in my Google Calendar, and you should be keeping track of their auction, what you sent, how are you communicating with them. So like I have to call Jim today. So I've been speaking to Jim since May. He hired a foreclosure defense attorney. It came from our new stuff, our new postcard and text campaign. His date has been postponed or canceled, but he is now paying a foreclosure defense attorney. Well, that's the thing. The defense ain't gonna go that far. So I'm staying in touch with him until there's nothing else that he can do. So you want to keep track of those conversations, okay? I do it like that. Some people just keep track of the conversations in the CRM, but I have 369 people in my CRM, so that's a lot of people. Any questions on the email smart campaigns or the secret ingredients to complement them?
I do have a quick question, maybe not on, maybe it's not the same thing. When
Okay.
we talk NODs, I'm in New York,
Okay.
downtown or Metro New York. So is NOD, New York considered an NOD state? Not sure if you know that off the top of your head, by the way, but I thought I would ask.
I think it is. No, I think you are Liz Pendens. You are judicial. So judicial is Liz Pendens. So you're like Illinois, which I figured because New York
Right,
and
being
Illinois
New
are
York.
kind of like together.
Okay,
I don't ever go like judicial, or I don't really use judicial or non-judicial. So I mean, I use Liz Pendens or NOD. It just is less complicated, but individuals file a Liz Pendens in New York. So you're Liz Pendens. So essentially, Natasha, it has to go through the courts. And like I said, it's a very lengthy.
process.
So like the guy I have right now, he hasn't made a mortgage payment in 5 years. He's hired a foreclosure defense attorney. So he's very good at defending. But guess what? I have a relationship with that foreclosure defense attorney, and he knows that there's no more defending. They're at the end of the road with their options.
You have a relationship with that attorney? How did you go
Yeah.
about obtaining that relationship?
So, I mean, I have different resources. So like I've reached out to different attorneys over the years, and I say, hey, I'm a short sale specialist, distressed. Actually, I use the word distressed now because there's a lot of sales that are equity now where, there's an auction. Like I just closed one Friday. They had an auction in October, but they made money. They made like 40,000. So I like to provide these resources to these attorneys. And then I basically explain my process and how we work and how they can add value to their firm. So Natasha, the value is you. You are a part of a community that understands these transactions and can help through any situation. That is the value. Okay. Most foreclosure defense and bankruptcy, they're not going to have a relationship with a real estate agent. Now, if you go to a real estate attorney, yeah, they are. So skip them. And then the revenue. So whether you are an attorney state or not, you can still help these firms add profits to their business. And so there's so we actually have a course on that. Attorney relationships, Natasha, have been my #1 lead source since I think 2011. And then the direct mail marketing has been #2.
Got it. So you pretty much cold call these attorneys and offer them your resources, if you will.
I don't cold call. We have a whole like box that we introduce them, to. It's very different. Not cold calling, not texting. There's different ways to find them. And So we did a training course a few months ago. And so like step by step, like the letter that you would either drop off to them with the resources, or if you weren't close, you could send it to FedEx. So there's just a process behind it. I do things a little bit differently, I would say. Like, I don't necessarily love cold calling. It's not my thing. You want to pick up the phone and call a bunch of attorneys, feel free, but you're going to get the gatekeeper that's
Right.
there, So we have to get through how do we get through the gatekeeper, basically? Okay. So how can you get these? So I know so let me see, Cindy and Dee and Gail. Is Gail on? A lot of people on today. Gail and Cindy and Dee. So you guys are a part of the community already. So just email me at the end and we'll give these to you. But how do you snag this? Well, you can get them for free just by coming into our community. I truly believe that our community is super unique, and I'm going to tell you why. We have a monthly, so the monthly membership. So there's kind of get into the community, and then you figure out which course is going to be most valuable to your business. So the first part is join the monthly membership community. So what does that entail? Okay. So it's $75 a month. Look, I make this really inexpensive. The value that you're getting inside of the community, I can promise you're not going to find it anywhere else. I absolutely love to train. I bring in my passion. It's not just, hey, let me teach you how to get that lead. Yes, it is. But, what do you do with that lead? What do you say? How do you follow up? How do you organize your business on a daily, weekly, monthly, yearly basis? But anyway, so it's $75 a month. That's it. So if you want to just come in and do the $75 and just be in the trainings, fine. So we're live twice a week, Tuesday and Thursday at 10 a.m. Central. Okay. So if you're Eastern, that would be 11 a.m. Eastern. We're usually live for an hour, hour and a half, just depends on what's going on. You will have access to all of my past trainings. And of course, you have the community. So we are currently in fall sessions. Okay. This is our community. So what is a fall session? We have two things going on. So fall session is I am teaching you how to create, manage, and get leads from a Facebook group. And this is going to be very tailored to your area. Okay. So we are in the second week of that. It is an 8-week series. The other day is going to be a check-in. A check-in is, hey, what questions do you have? Do you have deals going on? There's just a lot of great collaboration. And then we'll move to our game plan series training in October. What the heck is that? Well, I will teach you how to get organized on a monthly basis, how to review your past year, and how to set up your upcoming year for marketing, how to pick the marketing, just how to get organized. I've created all of these forms and spreadsheets to really make sure you're on track for the year and analyzing that every month, okay? This is my favorite thing to teach. So that is what's going on. Once we return from the new year, there'll be winter sessions. And while I already know what those are going to be, it is currently a secret. So that is the monthly membership. Okay. If you want, then you would have to come in and purchase one course. Okay. That's it. Just one. Now, right now we have 7 courses available. Okay. We have an auction date lead short sale. So that is going to target families that have an auction date, and it is going to go over my #1 letter that I used from 2011 all the way up to April this year. Every single week. And it was always my #2 lead source. So that is that one. This second one is a lot like this one, except there's an equity letter. Okay. Now the equity letter is great because you may get a call And then you have to figure out, okay, is it equity or is it short? Who cares what it is? You just want to help the family, right? Because if you do it the right way, it'll lead to business down the road. This is our newest one. This was just launched in August. I have been testing this since April. Everything I put out, I test. I want to make sure I'm getting calls. I want to make sure I'm closing deals. Okay. I am doing both. I am closing deals. We just had 2 close last week. We have a couple more coming. And then I'm talking to 10 people just from the text campaign and another 2 from the postcard. This is by far, so everyone always says, well, what would you recommend? I would recommend getting one of these and then one of these for now. Pre-foreclosure series letter, that's going to be to pre-foreclosure families. It is more of a drip plan, okay? 8 letters. It is really great, but it's going to take a lot of time. These families are in denial. They know that they can wait. So Natasha, we're in Liz Pendants. Going to take a while. Eventually, they'll probably start sending auction date letters. And then we have the 2 books. So you don't have to get both of them. If you're going to get one, I would definitely get the Ideas to Avoid Foreclosure for now, because it does go over the different options. It will be a really great resource for attorneys and community events. And then we have the attorney relationships. Okay. It will take you through step by step on what to say, what basket that we build to drop off, how to find the attorneys, how to get involved with the bar associations, all that fun stuff. And then these are everything that's upcoming. So 2 of these will be released at the end of the year. Which 2? I'm not going to tell, but very, very exciting stuff. So we're in a testing phase for a couple of these right now. And each one is $4.97. That's it. So once you get that, then you'll receive an email. And actually, Cindy, you may have already gotten this email. So, but anyway, so this is the email. Once you get the a la carte option, we will manually add you to the course that you purchased. And then here's the free gift. So you would make a copy here of the pre-foreclosure email smart campaign. Please make sure you follow the instructions and change my information to yours. And then the auction date one is here. And then this is the video, the training video for KB Core. If you end up getting a Perfect Storm, like I said, they already implement it into your CRM because of my relationship with them. Any questions on that? Excuse me. So if you're just joining us, we usually start pretty on time at 11:30 a.m. Central. So we did review all of the email smart campaigns. Usually this recording gets processed and is released on Fridays. Probably will be this week. It's a little bit more of a busier week, so we shall see, but it's usually the next day. All right, any questions that I can answer? Cindy, did you get that email already?
I'm checking because I got the email, but I don't remember seeing the free gift. So I'm going back in there to look.
Okay, so I just added that. I'm trying to even think when I did. I think it was before. So if not, then just let me know and send me an email and we'll send that to you.
Yeah, I'm looking at the email I got yesterday morning, and I have step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4, step 5, but nothing about free gifts.
So that email is for welcoming you into the Facebook community. So when
Okay.
you should have gotten another email. This is what it looks like. So I would recommend anyone, whether you're in the free group or the coaching, please mark the email as not spam, because we do communicate a lot through email, but a lot in our group. So this is what the email looks like. Cindy, I would just search maybe a la carte or something.
Okay, let me do that.
But if you don't get it, then I think I can probably resend it. But that's where it comes, the free gift. But otherwise, just, send me an email.
Will do.
Let me post the. I post my email if there's any additional questions. This is for the monthly membership. Happy to answer any other questions about our trainings, any comments. Happy to go over all of that. I see a lot of new people, but also some regulars.
Do you mind going back to the training part? I know that you mentioned a la carte, but then there was one before that. I don't think I fully understood the differences.
Sure. Okay, so we have a monthly membership. Now that you could come on if you just were like, hey, I just want to take all Heather's trainings and I don't want to even buy a course. If that's what you want, fine. I definitely don't recommend it because the whole goal is to get you to become the distress expert listing specialist in your area. Okay. And that's going to take time. But I do have one person in the group now that, has just wants to take the trainings, right? So it's $75 to join. That is going to include all of the current trainings that we have going on right now. And then anything that's upcoming. So like our winter sessions will be released on December 17th. So twice weekly training, $75 a month, twice weekly training. Now, every once in a while, we don't have a training, but access to all of our past training and then access into our group and then the support. So for example, if you go into our group and you go to the guide section, we have all of our fall sessions that are happening. We have all of the recordings from our summer sessions. We have recordings from our special events. And then if you go in and you search archived in our group, there's going to be trainings back from 2023. See, all of these are trainings. And then if you search 2022, there's going to be trainings for that as well. So there's that. So that's the monthly membership. But then you can kind of tailor your business. Like, what do you want to do, Natasha? Like, I know you had mentioned the attorney relationships. So maybe you want to come on and just get the attorney relationships course. I do recommend trying to get one of the direct mail marketing if you can, just because the direct mail marketing, especially auction, are going to get you leads quicker than the attorney relationships. Those take time. But when your phone starts to ring with people calling that have an auction date, it is nice to have an attorney on your side to refer them to. So that's another great way to build the relationships. Hey, Mr. Attorney, I send out direct mail marketing pieces. I want to be able to have someone in my back pocket to refer them to. Excuse me. So each one of these courses is $497.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yes. So those courses are not included in the live training that you talked about before, correct?
No, the live training is different every single. So like over the summer, we just did more so like check-ins because everyone was busy. They were implementing a lot of the new stuff that we learned in the new year. So earlier this year, we did a back to basics series training. So I essentially took everyone through literally start to finish of a short sale. And those are in the courses, in the additional resources. I'll show you one of them so you can see. Charlene, thank you. So right now I'm loving, and I think Dee has the postcard too, but the postcard one, if you're gonna do anything, I would do postcard. And if you want to, so some people are doing postcard letter. I'm doing the postcard. I would recommend postcard and attorneys relationships if you can. I mean, eventually the whole goal is to get all of them, but you don't have to do it right now. Like the whole point is not to overwhelm you. Take it step by step and make it consistent and organized. So like, for example, here's the postcard and text campaign. Okay. So we'll literally take you through. So there's at least 73 videos how to implement all that. So I go through the postcard. How do you order them? How to edit them? Adding a QR code, my scripts, the supplies, how to get organized on a weekly basis. But the text campaign, my Google spreadsheet. So you literally have access to like everything. So I take you through every part of the short sale. So if they got an auction, how do we get that postponed? But that's why you're a part of the community. So like if you have a question inside of our community, that's where you're going to go to. I mean, of course you could call me too, but everyone can comment. So like, for example, this is hilarious. Carrie is in my community and she got a call from this guy that I actually tried to help a year ago. I called her and I was like, don't do it. But she's sending out her letters or postcards. I can't remember which one she's doing, and she's, getting calls. So this is where you would come. Plus we're live twice a week. Lots of communication going on. That's the point. Our mission is to help 10,000 families. If I'm not doing this the right way, we'll never get to 10,000. But the additional resources, Natasha, is where you would find like some really key trainings that we've had. So where to find all the authorizations, the listing documentation, short sale packets. And then here's the training we did earlier this year. Pre-listing prep, listing appointment, all this stuff, it's all linked here. And then we're getting ready to start a new one. Well, it won't be a specific one, but my seller accepted a short sale offer. He has 3 mortgages. Pray for me. 3 mortgages, and it's a Freddie Mac deal. And so I'm going to take the community through how that's going to work with the new buyer compensation. And so we're going to figure out, what is Freddie Mac going to do with these 3 mortgages, and how is the process going to be different now with the new buyer rules and stuff.
I'm glad you said that, because I was kind of thinking that the new buyer rules, it's just going to be interesting. So I was wondering if you were going to touch on that a little bit.
I am. I was waiting for an offer on this property, and we are still going through. We have not submitted anything yet. I'm going to take everyone through that process, and we'll see what happens. I'm very excited about it because I have not done one yet with a full-blown short sale situation. So it's going to be probably complicated given that there's 3 mortgages. Actually, there's 2 home equities and a mortgage. So, but yep, that's going to be inside of the group. I don't think that the short sales are going to change much. I still think the bank's going to pay 2.5%, but we won't know till we get through it.
And I have one last question. So sorry,
Sure.
everyone. I'm just new to you, Heather, and the blueprint listing. So this has piqued my, my fancy. And I guess my question is, I've done them in the past, so not necessarily new to them, but decided that considering what's going on right now in industry, that it's best to refocus on it. What my goal is always out of compassion. So it's a matter of helping people. And sometimes you got to wait to get paid because you're busy helping people.
Mm-hmm.
If you are going to do this from the perspective of which we agree on, it's helping people, what do you think would be the most hard-hitting, fastest ways to communicate? And perhaps I missed this because I was 5 minutes late from another meeting, so I apologize for that. But what do you think would be the fastest way to get in front of this particular community of homeowners that are going through this process?
Yeah, I mean, so like everyone's journey is going to be different. So a lot of people don't really know my journey. Like when we first started, I didn't have something like this. I wish I had. My husband and I were so poor that my mom had to pay for us to take a train to Michigan, and she would buy us groceries and we would come back. But when we first started, Natasha, we were sending out direct mail marketing pieces, but I had no clue what to say. I spent years of trial and error. So to answer your question, to start getting leads quickly, now quickly could be 2 weeks, it could be 2 months. I don't know. When I first started testing the postcard campaign, it did take about a couple months. Now I'm getting calls every week, or I'm getting responses from the text campaigns, but that was the whole point of me testing it. I don't want to release it if it's not going to work for you guys. Like, why? So, Natasha, to answer your question, if you want to get going right away, I would encourage you to get the postcard and text campaign. That's probably going to get your phone ringing the fastest, but you also have to remember that it still may take time. This is not like, hey, come in and let's get a call tomorrow. This is, my community is set up for your long-term success. Real estate is cycles. It's going to cycle back, and who's going to be in the, ahead of the shift? It's going to be us. So get the postcards going now. And then I would gradually start doing the attorney relationships, because real estate is a people business and we need to have those relationships. And maybe you already have connections with attorneys. Then do that too, because it's going to take time, but eventually your attorney relationships should be your number one lead source. And then the postcards or the letters should be number two. But when they are calling you, you can refer them to either a foreclosure defense attorney, maybe divorce, or bankruptcy. So, if someone's like, Heather, I need to come in and I need to get a listing like tomorrow, I would say this program is probably not the right place to come in. I can guarantee if you come in and you follow everything, then you will have success, but it could be next month or it could be like 6 months from now. We don't know. But if you want to get your phone ringing the fastest, I would consider the postcard and text campaign.
Okay, thank you so much. And again, sorry everyone, the postcard and the text campaign is under the monthly training, or is it under, what is it under, Heather? Let me not try to speak for your program. Where do I start?
I made it where it's feasible for like everyone, in my opinion. Like, there's some people that I spoke to over the last few months and they're like, I really just want to come in and start the trainings. So we have the monthly membership that is required for everyone. It's $75 a month. That's it. And then if you want, so when you come in, you'll get a welcome email after that. And in the welcome email, it will then have the courses you can purchase. So the link to purchase the courses, you'll never find unless you're in the community. So you come in with the monthly membership. So that's the link that I just posted in the chat. That's the link you would start with. And then you could, so like Cindy's brand new. And so she came in, I think yesterday or the day before. And then last night, I think she came in and she just got the postcard campaigns. So that's why I had asked her, hey, did you get the email with the free gift? If not, then let me know and I'll send that to you. Make sense, Natasha?
Yeah, I got it now. Got it.
But so hold on. So the a la carte options are here. So you would fill this out and then you would pick this option. Okay. We try to make it pretty easy. So, pretty easy. But of course, if you have questions, let us know. But like I said, this link is not available until you're in the community.
Okay, understood.
So yeah, if you have any other questions, reach out. You got my email. I respond pretty quickly on Facebook. You can message me. But the recording will probably be out tomorrow. And be on the lookout for next week's training.
Heather, what's the best email to send you? I checked through all my emails and searched a la carte, and I did not get that free gift.
You didn't get it. Okay.
No.
So I just want to check the system. When you set up all this stuff to automate, it's like,
Right.
Your head spins. So send an email, info@blueprintshortsales.com, and we can probably resend the email.
Mm-hmm.
If you got the email from Kajabi, right? To set up your password and stuff?
Yes. Yep.
Okay. So maybe it just got lost in the shuffle, Cindy, who knows? But just send an email and my team will respond probably later today. So my kids are in theater, just so you all know, and we have a huge production tomorrow night. So it is like nutty right now. So it might be a little bit longer of a response, but yeah.
No
we'll give
problem.
it to you.
I just wanted to say you touched earlier on how there's some bad people out there reaching out to some of these homeowners. And this
Mhm.
week I reached out to a homeowner that their house is in auction. He's an elderly man, 82 years old. He does not live in the house. He bought it for his stepdaughter who was supposed to be paying, but she's not.
Okay.
He just realized she wasn't paying. But he met with an investor last week who offered him just about 4,000 above what he owes and told him that's all he can get for his property. But online in our state, the court system on file, they show the appraisal, they have a foreclosure worksheet, so it shows how much he can potentially have in equity, and it's way
Mhm.
more than that.
Um,
I was so disgusted.
okay,
So
so
disgusted.
I do talk about this a lot in the community. And I'm not saying every investor is bad. Me personally, I don't work with investors. I just don't. I prefer to work with a homeowner. You're going to get more money. I do feel I've seen and we don't have the time to go over all the stories today, but I've seen so many investors, they're taking money away from these homeowners. That's
All
why
of
it's
it.
a part of Blueprint to get in front of these people before then. So I
Mhm.
had someone it's funny because I had someone reach out to me yesterday and they asked if they were an investor and they wanted me, I don't know, I'm not usually a dual agent, but I said to them, hey, I don't work with investors, but you could work with one of my team members, but you're gonna have to sign a buyer's agreement. That's the rule now with going to see these properties.
Mhm.
And he's like, well, why don't you work with agents? I say, because they just lowball these homeowners. That I was totally honest.
It's
And
disgusting.
he just kept going on and on, like this long text message. And I'm just like, you know what? He's like, this is our latest flip. I'm like, I don't care. I don't care.
Exactly. This guy
Uh,
could have even, because with the worksheet, he has a potential of getting almost 90 something thousand in equity.
yeah.
This guy could at least give him an offer to give him 25,000. Nothing. I was just like, oh no, sir.
So that's where we would come in. And as you start going through the lessons, I mean, there's so much valuable information, but that's where we come in and explain to the homeowner, like, there's no really, the only pro to that is they're out quicker. But it's like, that's not a long-term plan. If you can pull out more equity, why not let us you're hiring me because we know how to help hold your hand through the process. And you may get a call from them every single day. I have clients right now that they're just so they're pessimistic.
Yeah.
And every single day I'm talking to them. But man, are they thankful when it's over? It's really a great feeling. So eventually everyone in the United States will know that Blueprint is a safe place for us, for these homeowners to come and explore their options. So it takes time.
I've been watching you for a while, so that's why I was like,
Oh,
let me
yeah.
join. I need to get a system going because I can't keep having this happen to my fellow residents.
Well, that's the whole point. That's why I do these weekly power hours because I do want people to get to know who I am. I'm a pretty simple mom, wife. I started this company. I had a whole reasoning behind it. I'd rather you follow me for a while and then hey, yeah, she's great. And you come in. But my biggest advice, Cindy, is go through everything step by step. Don't start going out of order because I put
No.
everything in order for a reason.
No. No. Thank you.
Anyways, all right. So email me, Cindy. I will get back to you. If it's not today, it will be tomorrow. And D, make sure you send me an email as well. And Gail, I think you have courses. You can send me an email too. Otherwise, if anyone else has any other questions, feel free to reach out. Happy to connect you with some of the members. Like I know we have some on now, but we're kind of running out of time, but happy to connect with you if you have more questions for them.
Thank you.
Have a blessed day. Bye, Dee.
Bye, you all. Have a phenomenal day.
You too.